Hi, my name is Abbey Mackenzie. I'm 14 years old at Centennial Collegiate in grade 9. I grew up in a family where we didn't talk about religion very often and we didn't attend church very much, but I grew up in a also very supportive family, and I'm really excited to share my testimony with you today. I have been attending Camp Kadesh since I was 8 years old, and every single year I would come home with a camp high, which is where I would proclaim my love for Jesus and proclaim that I'm going to follow him. But every time I came home, it kind of died out and I slowly stopped reading my Bible or praying or actively engaging with God. Until one year, it was 2019, I had a really amazing cabin and some great leaders who were leading me with my journey. And I remember I was singing worship songs in the chapel, and there was just this one moment where I felt like this weight was being lifted off my shoulder, and I knew that I wanted that feeling forever, that feeling of that comfort and warmth from Jesus. And so I proceeded to get involved with community. I started going to Grove Youth because my cabin leader told me about it, and so I decided to follow Jesus at that point. And yeah, some key faith makers along the way for me, I would say COVID was a big one, but for me, COVID was actually quite positive because I found comfort and kind of growth with my faith during the pandemic, with just reading the Bible or learning about Jesus and his stories. It felt like almost a way to ground myself in something that was so crazy. Youth has also been one of the most positive impacts on my faith to this day, because it was just always such a great, welcoming community. I could go and I could learn about stories about Jesus and what he does and all the greatness he does every single week. My next step in my faith is definitely this baptism. It has been something that has been on my mind for a little while, and it really is what Jesus is working in me right now. Like, it's something that I feel very ready to do. I'm also an LIT at Grove Youth Junior High, and I think that's one of the biggest things that's happening in my faith right now. It's a really great way to join community, and it's such a warm feeling, like going and serving these kids, because I remember being like a student at youth and just that welcoming, and I'm so excited that I get to share that warmth with kids that are coming to youth, and that they can hopefully feel what I felt. I also am excited to be an LIT because one day I hope I can be a youth leader or a camp counselor, because I've had so many positive people in my life lead me in that way, and I just want to be that for someone, be that positive impact on their faith. Some key scriptures for me right now have been 1 Peter 5:7, cast all your anxieties on him because he cares for you. That's really important for me because I feel like Jesus is something that really grounds me. His love really grounds me, and this is something I can think back to in anything with school that's stressful. If stuff is happening in my life and I just feel overwhelmed, I can come back to that and realize that I can cast my anxieties on him and Jesus will just ground me. I want to be baptized because I know this is the next step in my faith. I really want to publicly proclaim my love for Jesus and just be reborn into that beautiful world with him. I also want to do this to become a member of the church, because this is a community that I love and value so much in my faith, and it would just mean so much to become a member in this community. I've always remembered and kept this in the back of my mind, is be like Jesus, because he would always just be so gracious and kind and always do the right thing, and that's the main thing that I want to grow in my faith now and probably for the rest of my life, is just to be like Jesus.